Yeah, there's a chance that we get to the end of this and I've done this all completely wrong, but I think I understand.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Sipcast. It is the start of the week, which means it's Monday. And if you've watched any of our Monday videos, you will know that we have a little tradition of having Mount Rushmore videos slash podcasts on Mondays. So we have a special treat for you this Monday. Samuel, do you want to tell them what it is?
Yeah, so this Monday we're going to go with something a little, maybe controversial, maybe hopefully pretty entertaining. We're going to go with our least favorite movies or movies that we didn't enjoy. I know I've got some controversial opinions, so I won't say this is like my definitive list. Maybe there are others, but off the top of my head, these are some of the movies that I enjoyed the least when I saw them. I guess we'll just go back and forth.
Yeah.
Do you want to start?
Yeah, I can go ahead and start, and I'll give my Roosevelt first.
Okay.
My Roosevelt, and I've talked about this movie a little bit on the podcast, and it's not that I hate this movie. I don't like it. I can see why other people do like it. I can see the artistic value in it, but I just really did not enjoy watching The Lighthouse. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say about it. It was really dark and weird, and the aspect ratio was a square, and it was all in grainy black and white. I can see how it's like supposed to be artsy. I didn't enjoy it, and if I was looking at it through a different lens of entertainment, like an artistic lens, I'm sure I would have enjoyed it and liked it more. But when I watched it, I was watching it to be entertained because I heard it was a great movie, and I just wasn't. I wasn't very intrigued.
Gotcha. All right. My Roosevelt, I'm gonna go with kind of a tie between two movies that came up off the top of my head. And like you, I can see why people value them. But at the same time, I don't know. For some reason, I just didn't enjoy them. These are two hot takes, so get ready, comment section. Hands on the keyboards for this one. I am not a huge fan of Forrest Gump.
Oh my word!
Or the Pixar movie Inside Out, which a lot of people love as well.
Okay.
I
haven't seen Inside Out, but Forrest Gump is one of my favorite movies of all time. So them's fighting words.
I'm sorry, Jack. And maybe if I saw it again, I would think differently of it. I don't know. I just like I see the heartwarming, endearing story, but for some reason it just doesn't really appeal to me.
It's a comedy too. You got to remember it's a comedy.
I just don't find it funny. I think I'm too uncomfortable to find it funny, and I guess I feel too nervous about laughing.
Why do you feel nervous about laughing about it? Because of the character he plays?
Yeah, I just feel uncomfortable about, Tom Hanks playing a guy with mental handicaps, and I don't want to be laughing at him. If I'm laughing, I want to be laughing with him. And there are definitely moments when I laughed and I thought it was funny, and I thought it was funny for genuine funniness sake. But I get nervous when I'm towing that line, and maybe that's part of what makes it great. Is you see the lovable aspects of that, and it really humanizes someone who's got mental challenges. So I don't know. Now I'm convincing myself not to say this, but also I don't know. I just it didn't really appeal to me. It wasn't a movie that I was okay, I want to see that again.
He goes through so much of history in the movie. He meets
true.
So many presidents. There's so many iconic things that he's a part of. He has a heartwarming story about seeing his best friend die in Vietnam. Mm-hmm. It's just there's so much gold, quotable gold in that movie. But there's also so much heart, and towing that, going across that line. I think did it win Best Picture that year? I think it won Best Picture, right?
Yeah, I think it probably did.
It beat out Pulp Fiction and Shawshank, right?
Possibly, yeah. I'm not sure, but right, and like you're saying, I see the heart, I see all of that. Just for some reason, it doesn't really appeal to me. But maybe I'll give it another chance for you.
But you can't deny that Tom Hanks does an amazing job acting in that movie.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, he's a great actor. And then with Inside Out tying with that, I think it's just like I've seen Inside Out once in theaters. It was like I don't know. A lot of people like it because I think it's like a really interesting way of like portraying emotions and like the fact that you can be happy and sad at the same time, and like that's awesome. It just really wasn't for me. I think it was too little kiddish. I enjoy a good amount of like Pixar movies, but that one was just like a little too young for me for some reason.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
yeah.
I haven't I've set up because I was gonna watch it for a while now, and I haven't
Hmm.
gotten around to it. But I mean, I'm expecting to enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
But yeah,
not
that's
gonna
my
let your
Roosevelt
judgment. I'm not
definitely.
gonna let your judgment cloud me when I'm going through that. So
Sounds
question?
good.
Do you have two more or do you have three more?
I have three more now.
Okay,
That's
cool.
that was a
Just
little tie.
just making sure.
Yeah.
All right, my next Jefferson/Lincoln is going to be Grown Ups 2. And Grown Ups 2 is one of those movies where it's like when you watched it, I forget what year it came out, but I know I was on the younger side, probably excited to watch a PG-13 movie. Shaq was in it. I loved the first Grown Ups movie, but I mean I think I thoroughly enjoyed watching it the first time, but that was like when the studio Happy Madison fulfilled all my expectations for movies. Uh, yeah, I enjoyed watching it the first time, coming back at it, and just realizing just how bad it is. Uh,
Yeah.
I was doing a little research, and I actually looked up the Rotten Tomato score of Grown Ups 2, and I believe it was a 7%.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but it's just one of those sequels that's like, okay, I don't know if we needed another one. I don't know. I just feel like yeah, it's another one of those kind of cash grabby.
Oh yeah, and it's all the gimmicks too. They try to
Mm-hmm.
pull all the gimmicks. Grown Ups 1 is not a terrible movie, but I don't know if it warranted a sequel. I will say they probably made a lot of money, and Adam Sandler has a thing for bringing all of his friends together and to make a
That
lot
is
of
very
money.
true. Yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
that's my
Yeah.
Jefferson/Lincoln.
All right. For my Jefferson/Lincoln, I'm gonna go with Midsummer. So this is a pretty recent, I guess, kind of horror movie, right? Would you say it's horror or kind
Yeah,
of
it's
like
it's like a psychedelic horror.
okay? And that the whole gimmick with it is like it's always like very bright, so it's not like dark like most horror movies. Like it's always like bright outside. It's like a weird Swedish cult. There's a lot of spoiler alert. There's a lot of like murder and death, and everybody dies pretty much. I think it just like I don't know. It felt like a fever dream to me, and like I guess some people kind of like that, but I just like golly, it was just like the weirdest deaths, and like at the end she freaking burned her boyfriend alive in a bear
It was a it was
inside
a
of a
it
bear.
was a very gruesome movie.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody can. It was very gruesome and gory, and it
yeah.
was gross out, really bad.
Hmm. But like, I don't even really have that much of a problem with that. Like, yeah, I didn't like that, but like, I could handle it. I don't know. There's just something about it that just made me like feel. Maybe it was that, honestly, but I'm just not realizing it.
I will say I didn't think it was a terrible movie. I thought it was actually
Okay.
I thought it was pretty good, in fulfilling its kind of horror
Mm-hmm.
elements, whatever, and the gimmick of it being in the daytime kind of makes it all the more creepy. I will say I didn't really enjoy watching because I mean it is supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. It's one of those horror movies where it's
Yeah.
supposed to make you feel uncomfortable, and I don't think you're supposed to enjoy
Mm-hmm.
watching it. Um,
Right.
but
That's a good
I
point.
don't think I'd put it in
So
my Mount Rushmore.
yeah, it fulfilled its job, which kind of ended up making it have a place in my Mount Rushmore, I guess.
Hmm. All right, my next my Jefferson/Lincoln part two, and this is gonna be very controversial, and you can go
Okay.
ahead and hit up the comments and just roast me to shreds. I've heard everything. I don't care what you have to say. I actually wrote an article in our school newspaper, kind of trashing this
Mm-hmm.
movie, and me and Samuel actually watched this movie for the first time together
We
during
did.
fall break in Clemson, South
Mm-hmm.
Carolina, in a small movie
Saw with
theater.
Landry too.
Yeah,
Shout out to Landry.
Lando Mando Sharko was there too. That was okay. That
Mm-hmm.
was a crazy trip because we were just like, "Hey, we're going," and we were like, "Landry, do you want to come?" He's like, "Sure." And we were like, all right, and then Landry came with us. Uh, yeah, but this movie is Oscar nominee, Best Picture. I had to watch it, and it's Joker. And let me tell you, I hated this movie. I was really excited going into it, and I wasn't excited for
Hmm.
the reasons that a lot of people were excited for and then hated it. I was not expecting a comic book Joker movie with like a Batman figure. I wasn't expecting anything. I was expecting a character study and a drama, but I just hated it. I thought it was not redeeming at all. Puts a lot of brings a lot of light to darkness that shouldn't be. You know what I mean? I'm not saying like
Hmm.
I mean it brings a lot of darkness to light, which I don't know. It was a very dark movie
Yeah, I agree with that.
and
I.
no redeemable characters at all.
Hmm.
Um, and it glorified killing. The protagonist is not seen. He's still seen as like I'd say the good guy. Like
Yeah.
he's like the person that's bringing. He's like the proletariat savior
Hmm.
and going against the bourgeoisie. It's a very communist movie if you think about it, right? It's
Yeah,
pushing
in
a lot
some
of
ways it
communist
is.
ideals.
Yeah. I can't say that it's like my favorite movie or anything. Like I thought it was fine. Um I think maybe you it sounds like it's a similar thing like with me with Midsummer with you and Joker. Like I think it's sort of supposed to be dark and not redeeming, but like that kind of puts it in a not happy place for you, I guess. And like I definitely see where you're coming from. Like yeah, there's like lots of like I don't really like that it glorifies the violence. And like yeah, it is just like it's just depressing thing after depressing thing. And like I even got lost in the movie and like thought he had like started dating that girl, and I was like really happy for him. And then like it turned out that was all like a hallucination. I was like, dang, well there goes the only happy thing in the movie.
It also scares me because
Hmm.
I don't want this to be a figure that people like in real life rally behind. You know?
Yeah, that is true. And I was nervous about that. Like when we went to go see it in the theater, Jack can attest to this. For some reason, I just got like really paranoid. I kept like looking over my shoulder throughout the movie. But yeah, I do see where you're coming from, even though it's not on my list. But I see why it can be on yours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Let's hear your. I believe. No, you still have a Lincoln Jefferson.
Yeah. So this one is Deadpool 2. So I know a lot of people really love the Deadpool series. I just wasn't really feeling the second one. I'm not a huge Deadpool fan to begin with, but yeah, it's just kind of I feel like it's a lot of the same gimmicks again, like just like the silly jokes and like a lot of like I know that kind of is Deadpool, but yeah, for some reason I just didn't really feel it. I guess I don't have a lot to say about it. I've seen it a couple of times, but yeah, I just like it was it was whatever, I guess.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, I don't think it'd be on my Mount Rushmore. I mean, I probably enjoyed watching it the first time.
Hmm.
Especially like it's a movie like if you're watching it with the boys, it's like
Yeah,
it's an enjoyable time, and I think
that's
that's when I did
fair.
watch it. But
Hmm.
I mean, I don't really have any input to say on that one.
Yeah, I think I agree. Like if you're watching with a bunch of people and everybody's laughing, it's a good time. But like I don't know, I just get a little bit annoyed by Deadpool, like his character. I don't know. I think just like the constant quippiness gets on my nerves a little bit after a
But that
while.
that is his character.
Yeah, I know.
All right, I'm gonna go with my Washington, and this is not going to be
Okay.
controversial at all, so I
All right.
apologize. This is kind of along the lines of Grown Ups 2, as I believe it was also produced by Happy Madison. In this movie, this is a movie that I saw it kind of initially when I was younger, and it wasn't one of those movies where I was like, haha, this is funny. It was a movie where I was like a young kid, and I was like, this is terrible. And and that movie is Jack and Jill, starring Adam Sandler and Adam Sandler, and Al Pacino is in there too, which R.I.P. Al Pacino. Luckily, he made a comeback with The Irishman in the Hunters series on Amazon Prime. But
Yeah, for real.
golly gee whiz, man, that movie was hot garbage. Have you ever tried watching that movie?
I have not seen this
It's
movie.
it's like gross out humor. It's pretty much like Medea, but not as funny, which I don't know if that's possible or not, but that's what it is. It's like one of those old movies where Eddie Murphy would play all the characters.
It's yeah. Isn't Adam Sandler? I guess is kind of known for not having like known for kind of having a lot of bad movies, and two entries have been made on your list.
Well, he also had like there's just things like the old Adam Sandler was good with Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, and even Baby Daddy was pretty good. Or was it? No, it's not Baby Daddy. It's Big Daddy. I think it's Big Daddy. But then you get movies like Jack and Jill, Grown Ups, and there's other movies too that I can't even think about the recent ones. But then you have Uncut Gems, which is kind of a resurgence to his career, so that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows
All
what
right,
will happen?
for my yeah, for real. For my Washington, I'm gonna go with one that's not controversial either. This is the Netflix original Bright, starring Will Smith, and someone else, but they're an orc in the movie.
Is it Joel Edgerton?
So I don't know who that. It could be. I'm not sure because they're wearing prosthetics or they're animated. I don't know which one it is. But man, this was a bad movie. It's like trying to take high fantasy elements and like put them in this weird like grimy like downtown cops on a beat like buddy cop adventure thing.
It's kind of like the episode of it's kind of like the episode of Rick and Morty.
Yeah, it is kind of like that. That's true. But like, yeah, but just so bad. And like the fact they're like orcs.
And it's like bringing in racist themes.
Yeah. It's like it's trying to like do this weird race reconciliation thing. It was just a bad movie, guys. Hit me up if you like this movie because I would love to hear about it.
Samuel, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't hate it the first time I watched it.
Okay, interesting.
I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. And with that, we will end this episode and go into TV time tomorrow. We're going to be talking about some TV shows. I started watching Adventure Time. I don't know what Samuel started watching. But we will see you then. Thank you so much for watching. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. If you're on any other podcasting hosting site, go ahead and keep on listening to us. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.